Hello students, I am Anog Mundul, lecturer of Mechanical Engineering Department CITM. So let's start today's power engineering session. Okay, so today's power engineering session. Power engineering. Today we will discuss about the ideal velocity diagram. So this is an ideal velocity diagram which I draw now. So I have to draw it at first. That is, this is the carved vein. This is the carved vein. Here the nozzle fitted at here, and the flow of water strike the vein tangentially. So sorry. This is the nozzle end, and the flow of water strikes the vein tangentially. So this value angle alpha, this is theta, and the perpendicular is VF1. This is D A B C. This is the inlet triangle, and I shall draw the outlet triangle also. So this is the outlet triangle. Sorry. This is 1 minute. So this is the outlet triangle. So here this is U2, VW2, this is VF2, and the angle is phi, and this angle is beta. This is VR2, this is E, U, and this is U1, and this is VW1, and that is that is VR1, and this is V1, and this is V2. So this figures show a jet of water striking a moving curved plate, also called vein, tangentially at one of its tips. So as the jet strikes tangentially, the loss of air energy due to impact of the jet will be zero. In this case, as plate is moving, the velocity with which the jet of water strikes is equal to the relative velocity of the jet with respect to the plate. Also, as the plate is moving in different direction of the jet, so the relative velocity at inlet will be equal to the vector difference of the velocity of jet and velocity of the plate. So I write it that this figure shows a jet of water striking a vein. Sorry, this figure shows a jet of water striking a vein at one of it its tips. As the jet strikes tangentially, the loss of energy due to impact, the loss of energy due to impact of the jet will be zero. In this case, one minute. So in this case, as the plate is moving, the velocity with which the jet of water, strikes, that is equal to the relative velocity of the jet with respect to the plate. So in this case, as the plate is moving, the velocity with which the jet of water strike is equal to the relative velocity of the jet with respect to plate. So also as the plate is moving in different direction of jet, the relative velocity at inlet will be equal to the vector difference of the velocity of jet and velocity of the plate at inlet. Okay, so we see that in this case, as the plate is moving, the velocity with which the jet of water, this is the velocity of jet of water, that is v1, that is equal which with which the jet of water strikes, that is equal to the relative velocity of jet with respect to plate. But as the plate is moving in different direction of the jet, the relative velocity of at inlet means Vr1 will be equal to the vector difference of the velocity of jet and velocity of the plate at inlet means V1 and EU. The Vr1 is the vector difference of the V1 and E1. Okay, so we are too familiar with this all this term, that is what is V1. V1 means the velocity of jet at inlet. Velocity of jet at inlet. Okay, now what is E1? Velocity of plate. Velocity of plate means velocity of vanes at inlet. Then what is VR1? That is relative velocity one minute. Sorry. So relative velocity of jet and plate at inlet. Okay, alpha. What is alpha? Angle between the direction of jet and direction of motion of the vane. It is also called guide blade angle. Okay, now alpha, and that is now theta. So what is angle? The angle between this is the direction of this is the direction of jet and this is the direction of motion of the vane. So when the motion of the vane in this direction, in the horizontal direction, look, the motion of the vane is in horizontal direction, and this is the direction of the jet. So this is the tangent direction of the jet and this is the horizontal direction of the motion. So theta is the angle between the angle made by relative velocity with the direction of motion with the direction. So theta is the angle between the relative velocity and direction of motion. Relative velocity and direction of motion. So theta is the angle between relative velocity and direction of motion. So angle made by the relative velocity with the direction of motion and direction of motion at inlet. So it is also known as inlet vane angle. So now VW1 means VW1 and VF1. This is the components of the velocity. The components of the velocity. The components of the velocity of jet V1 in the direction of motion and perpendicular to the direction of motion of the vane respectively. So this is the components of the velocity of the jet v1. So vw1 is the component of the velocity. So that is the v1. Sorry, vw1. It is the component of the velocity of jet v1 in the direction of motion and perpendicular, and vf1 is the component of the jet velocity v1 in the perpendicular to the motion. So v1 has two components. One is vw1, which is in the direction of motion of the vane, and vaf1, this is the perpendicular to the direction of motion of the vane. Okay, now sorry. One minute. Now now vw1 is also known as the velocity of wear at inlet, and vf1 is also known as the velocity of flow at inlet. Okay, now this is the inlet terms, and next we have to discuss the outlet terms also. The outlet velocity triangle terms also, that is v2 means the velocity of the jet. v2 means the velocity of the jet leaving the vane at or outlet velocity of the jet. Now then u2, that is the outlet velocity of vane beta, that is angle made by v2 and v2 with the direction of motion of the vane at outlet. Now then phi, that is the angle made by relative velocity vr2 with the direction of motion of the vane. Okay, of the vane at outlet also called outlet vane angle. Okay, now vw2 and vf2, that is the components of velocity v2 in the direction of motion. So as we if we draw the outlet velocity triangle, we see that this is phi, this is beta, this is this is a this is VR2, this is V2, this is VF2, this is VF2, and G U2, V, W2, and H, GH, that is E. Okay. Now component, so VW2, what is VW2? That is the component of velocity V2 in the direction of motion of wind. And what is VF2? This is the component of velocity. It is a direct with perpendicular to the direction of motion at outlet respectively. So VW2 again also called the velocity of rail at outlet, and VF2 also called that flow velocity at outlet. Okay. Now the triangle. Now the triangle ABD and triangle EGH are called the velocity triangle at inlet and outlet. Okay. Now mass of water striking at wind per second is what? M dot, that is rho a v r1, rho a v r1, where a is the area of jet of water, means pi by 4 d square, where d is the dia of jet. Okay. And VR, I told you that relative VR1, I told you that the relative velocity at inlet. So force exerted by the jet in the direction of motion, that is Fx, means Fx is the mass of water striking per second, that is m dot, into initial velocity with which the jet strikes. So 1 minute, I write it in the next page. So now force exerted by the jet in the direction of motion, that is mass of water striking per second, mass of water striking per second into initial velocity with which the jet strikes in the direction of motion minus final velocity of jet in the direction of motion, means that is equals to, now the but the initial velocity with which jet strikes the vane, that is VR1. Here we take the relative velocity because so the component of the velocity in the direction of motion at inlet is, that is what, this is the VR1, this is VR1 and this is the VR1 cos theta. So the direction, so fx mean in the x direction, so the velocity components of VR1 in the x direction is VR1 cos theta, that is VR1 cos theta means VW1 minus U1, that is VW1 minus U1. Now similarly the velocity component of VR1 in the velocity component of VR2 in the direction of motion at outlet is VR2 cos theta. This is VR2 and this is VR2 cos theta, means that is this is minus VR2 cos theta, means if we take this, the VR1 in this direction in the right side and this take in the negative direction, means the opposite side, so we take it as negative, so minus VR2 cos theta means minus, and VR2 cos theta means U2 plus VW2, so U2 plus VW2, so Fx, that is equals to mass of the water striking per second, that is m dot, into initial velocity with which the jet strikes in the direction, that is VR1 cos theta, minus final velocity of the jet in the direction of the motion, means VR2 cos theta, and that is m dot into VW1 minus U1 minus of U2 plus VW2, that is equals to m dot VW1 minus U1 plus U2 plus VW2, and that is Fx. So this is the force exerted, that is rho A VR1 into VW1 minus U1 plus U2 plus VW2. Now, if the vane is smooth and is having velocity in the direction of motion at inlet and outlet is equal, then we have U1 suman U2. So then we have U1 suman U2 if the vane is smooth and it's having the velocity in the direction of the motion at inlet and outlet is equal, then we have U1 suman U2. So Fx, we can write that rho A VR1 VW1 plus VW2 as U1 suman U2 suman U. U1 is equals to U2 equals to U. So if beta is an acute angle, then Fx is equals to rho A VR1 VW1 plus VW2. If beta is an obtuse angle, then Fx that is equal to rho n VR1 VW1 minus VW2. So in general, Fx is that is rho A VR1 VW1 plus minus VW2. Okay. If beta is equals to 90 degree, then VW2, if you can see that if beta is an acute angle, then VW2 is positive. If beta 2 is 90 degree, then VW2 is 0. And if VW2 if beta is an obtuse angle, I give this diagram that if beta is acute angle, then VW2 is positive. Okay. If beta is perpendicular, means 90 degree, then VW2 is 0. And if beta is obtuse angle, then VW2 is negative. So if beta is 90 degree, then VW2 is 0. Then Fx that is equal to rho A VR1 VW1. So today this is the end of this class, and next day I'll show you the work done, the work done per second on the vane by the jet. So, okay. Next day I'll show you the work done per second on the vane by the jet and the efficiency of the jet and also the power consumption of the jet. Okay. So today I'll take these 3 classes, that is this 3 pages, that is the velocity diagram, then velocity at inlet, then force exerted. Next day I'll show you the work done by the wind. This is nothing but force into displacement, means the force into the distance per second of the direction of force, means rho a vr1 into u. So today this is the end of this class, and next day I'll also tell you that why we take vr1 instead of v1. Okay, thank you.